What's up, everybody? So got a new project, of course, for the UG Brother Vlogs channel. I've been working on this project for quite some time. Been looking for just needed a reason really to shoot it, place to shoot it, setting. Stuff like this kind of needs to be the right time, at least for me. And tonight seems to be a pretty dang good time to do it. I came out here. Obviously, I'm at home. I'm outside of the pool area. Needed to clear my head, and it's a nice night out. I just got out of the gym a little while ago, so I'm a little sweaty, obviously. But needed to clear my head. See, just found out today. Unfortunately, my mom lost her job, which is garbage situation, but we were already kind of going through something. You guys already know about my dad and everything, about the heart issues that he's been going through, and you guys have been pretty cool about it. But about a week ago, he was coming home from work on his Silver Wing scooter, which, if you know what a Silver Wing is, basically like it's about as big as of a scooter you can get. It's basically a motorcycle with a scooter body, and somebody just stopped dead in the intersection, and so he collided with the car, and that person is now run off, and unfortunately my dad went down, and is pretty freaking banged up, and I mean, his head's okay, he's wearing all of his equipment, safety gear and everything, but his knee was basically on the side of his leg. You know, it's not supposed to be on the side of your leg. So he's been laid up in the hospital for the last week. You know, he went into surgery, which went well, but that was really just to put implants in so the swelling goes down. And now he's just waiting for the actual surgery to, you know, to repair the knee. So combined, it's pretty crazy. You know, and he's texting me today, and you know, I know he's feeling some kind of way about it all, and feeling kind of helpless, and I can't really do anything about it right now. Not unfortunately. You know, I can't make it better. He's just got to heal. My mom's got to get a job. It's out of my hands, you know. So I came out here to do a little thinking, a little praying, and I figured, you know, right in the camera, and it'd be a good enough time to shoot a little video. And you know, the cool thing about doing these videos like this is, you know, it's a little motivational, it's nice, and I get to talk to you guys on a little bit more real level than I would on necessarily the other channel. It's a little bit more personalized. And the cool thing is by going through these things and talking to you guys, it actually helps me. It's almost like, you know, my own personal therapy, except I'm essentially, you know, talking to a camera. But I wanted to do something a little different tonight, and I'm going to tell you guys a story. And it's a story that, you know, I've known my whole life, and it's very personal to me. Very personal to me, and I'll go over that in a moment. And I think it kind of fits in a situation like this, and hopefully you guys can get a little something out of it as well. You know, doing this stuff and doing the motivational stuff. I don't even like calling it motivational stuff, right? Because I don't want to be a motivational speaker per se. Like, I don't want to be like rah rah rah, you know, think positive thoughts and sing songs, be happy, because that's not reality, right? That's not life. That's not how the real world works. Sometimes life is hard, and doing that's really not going to make it better, right? So I wanted to be real with you, 100%. And just kind of go through some things that I think about on a regular basis. And the last video I put out was pretty darn successful, as far as I'm concerned, and I love doing it, and it was a lot of fun to make, and the feedback was been pretty freaking awesome. And and you guys 100% said you wanted me to keep doing it, keep adding to the series, and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm really excited to see where this really goes. And hopefully you guys can kind of hear me. I got the shotgun mic on the camera, but one of the reasons I came out here is, you know, because you got the little waterfall behind me on the pool, and you got the fountain out there, and that kind of, you know, that noise is pretty relaxing. So I'm hoping that noise doesn't drown out, you know, my speaking. I don't think it will, but my little sound test earlier that I did before we started shooting, it was good. So, all right, let's get to it. So, I wanted to kind of share with you guys a story that's like very personal to me, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But I kind of wanted to go through the story, and I think it might have a pretty dang good impact on a lot of you guys. So it's a story about a little girl. It's a woman now, but this had been in the 60s. Little girl, little baby, and of no fault to her own, she had some pretty serious complications. Complications so severe that all the doctors, nurses, family members, and even pastors were coming in and telling her mother that she was going to die, that she needed to be ready. And see, her mother had a lot of faith. Was very strong-willed. Was very young as well. I'm sure that had a lot to do with it, right? Not a lot of the world, not a lot of time to beat you down, right? She had a huge heart, and I'm sure a lot of you mothers and fathers out there can relate. When your child's life's on the line, nothing else really matters, right? But she had such strong faith that she knew in her heart and mind that it was all going to work out. She had her fears and everything, doubts that are normal, but she knew that everything was going to work out. Anyway, so what was going on with this little girl, among other things, but the most important thing was she had what is called a subdural hematoma. And at this time, it was the early 60s, they didn't really know what to do about it, how to take down swelling in the brain, especially for a young baby. They didn't really know how to heal that. I mean, there were experimental things like that. See, now it's not really, it's serious, but it's something they can easily take care of. You know, you put a shunt in, you take out the swelling, you let the swelling reduce, and everything theoretically would be all right. But at this time, they didn't really know a lot about that, see. In fact, this is the time that was really coming out. And this little baby had so many surgeries in an attempt to save her life, to the point where almost all hope was lost. They didn't really know what to do. And like I said, they were finally coming in and saying, well, there's nothing else we can do. You need to prepare for this little girl to pass. I'm getting chills talking about this. Whew. But anyway, her mother, like I said, was so strong in her faith and had so much love that she did not give up. And her husband at the time did hours and hours of research, searched out every single specialist, doctor, expert they possibly could find. And finally, there was an experimental treatment, which is normal treatment now, which they probably should have done earlier, and they've been pushing it for some time, but finally got somebody to try it. Well, they did this, and it should have been okay. Here's the problem. This was experimental, it was new, it was in a small town, and there was an accident. See, this little girl in the middle of surgery. She had so many surgeries, it was already damage. It was already crazy things happening. They had already been doing so many things to this little baby's body that there were complications. See, this little girl, she woke up in the middle of surgery. They screwed up the anesthesia. She woke up in the middle of surgery, brain surgery, which waking up in the middle of surgery for anyone is serious. For a baby, ridiculously serious. And for a baby having brain surgery, probably the worst case scenario, right? So, fast forwarding a little bit, they got her back under. They finished the surgery. It was a success. Got rid of the blood clot, got rid of the swelling. She was fine. Here's the problem. Because of what happened, she was half brain dead. Half brain dead. Half of her brain. Half of a little baby's brain. Done. Not only that, she had severe nerve damage to the entire half of her body. Whew, crazy story. Now, at this point, again, all these people, these experts, family members, religious leaders, everyone came to her mother, said, well, we screwed up. Well, I didn't really say they screwed up, because, I mean, they didn't, of course, take responsibility for it, but there was a complication, right? And because of that, this little baby, through no fault of her own, it's now going to be permanently disabled, right? She was going to be mentally retarded. She was never going to amount to anything. She was going to need special care for the rest of her life. So they said, you need to institutionalize her. She would need constant care. She was never going to be able to go to school. She was never going to be able to socialize. She was never going to be normal, ever. So again, this woman, such a big heart, so much love, so incredibly strong in her faith, her determination, and in her mind, said, no, I'm not going to do that. She went against her own family, the best wishes and advice of all the experts, the quote-unquote experts. She said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to institutionalize my little baby girl and have her live and grow up like that. So what this woman did, she took this little girl, she raised her like she was a normal child. Because for all intents and purposes, she was a normal child. She just had nerve damage and she was half brain dead. Raised her as a normal child. Pushed her to the point where when she would get bullied, she would have a hard time, she would struggle with things. This woman would be on her own in tears, crying, in so much agony because this poor little girl was struggling. But she did that because she knew it was for the best, right? Which I'll talk about in a moment. But she pushed this little girl and pushed this little girl and pushed this little girl And through all these struggles, through life, this little girl grew up to be normal. Still brain dead, half brain dead, still a severe nerve damage, but she managed to have a normal life. Because this woman had so much love and faith and determination that she pushed this little girl to adapt, to overcome, and to conquer. And even though she had a hard time sometimes, even though she had struggles that other people didn't have, she had to learn to write with her other hand, and she had to learn to adapt. She had to force her brain to rewire itself. See, just because you're brain dead or half brain dead doesn't mean much, right? So the truth about it is, this woman could have easily had this little girl institutionalized, right? That would have been the easy thing to do. It would have been hard, but it would have been relatively simple and easy to do that, to accept what everyone around her and all the quote-unquote experts were telling her, because they knew more than her, right? Because this mother was young, in her 20s, barely in her 20s, young mother, didn't really know. This was her first kid. She didn't know. Even her own family, her parents were telling her. So she could have easily done that. And this little girl could have grown up believing that she was severely disabled and could do nothing, could amount to nothing, would forever be damaged, ever be quote-unquote mentally retarded, which is what the doctors were saying. But it really wasn't reality, right? This woman had so much strength and fortitude and determination and love to make sure that never happened, right? So this little girl, fast forward a little bit now, made it through school, graduated high school, great grades, learned to write, learned to adapt, use the other hand, learned to build strength in the body, the half of the body that was severely damaged and will always be damaged, but there was only so much of a limitation, right? She could still get strong. She could even use the hand. She could walk normally, which was a struggle. But she could function in the world as a normal, everyday adult. Fast forward, this woman has gone through so much of this struggle, believing because her mother pushed her so hard that she was something, that she was a regular person, she was a normal person. And the easy thing for her, in fact, would have been to say, hey, I've got nerve damage, I can't do this, side of my brain's dead, I can't learn this, I can't learn language, I can't walk correctly, I can't run, I can't join these clubs, I can't socialize with all these normal kids, I can't do these activities, I can't do math, I can't learn to read. Easy to do, right? Easy. And no one would have blamed her for doing that. No one. They would have said, oh, I understand. That would have been the easy thing to do, but she didn't. She didn't. She had the willpower and determination to do something different, to do something better, to adapt, to move forward, which had a lot to do with the fact that her mother did not allow that, had no sympathy for it. Well, she had sympathy, obviously, but you get what I'm trying to say. Pushed her. Did not give her the option to fall down and give up. Fast forward a little further now, this woman, she has a successful job, made it through school, got married, and had a baby, had a child. Now this woman made it through all this, through the bullying, through the hard times in school, through all the struggles, having to adapt with so much going against her. And she successfully made it through. Had a child. Had a family. Has a family. And is probably one of the happiest people I know. The level of positivity and love and compassion in this woman is spectacular. It's amazing. Now, the reason I'd say that this is extremely, extremely personal to me is because had that little girl given up, listen to everyone else tell her she would never be anything, never do anything, never be successful, never be normal, and had that little girl's mother done the same, not pushed her, not stood behind her, not picked her up when she fell down and pushed her, I would not be here. I wouldn't be in this world. My little baby sister would not be in this world. Why do I say that? Because this woman, this little girl that I told you about, she's my mother. She's my mom. And for all intents and purposes, she's my hero. See, this woman, she's still nerve damage, extremely smart, extremely happy, extremely positive, as much as you can be in this life. And she brought me into this world. It's my mother. Now, the reason I'm telling you this story is because we all have trials, we all have tribulations, we all have setbacks, we all have things in our lives that are so horrible to us personally that sometimes it feels like we can't do anything. We can't make it. Whether or not you have a disability, whether or not, you know, you're paraplegic, you had an accident, you lost your job that you had for 40 years, your pension's gone, you lost everything that you own, you just got robbed, anything. Everyone's got their stories. And everyone has to face those, right? See, the reality is, the world is a really tough place. Life is tough. Life is hard. And we are all going to experience our own trials and tribulations, no matter who we are or what our circumstances are. And they impact us in all different ways. But the truth is you have to decide. You have to make a decision to push yourself past all of that and live your life. Because if someone like my mother, who should be dead, or at the very least hospitalized, can come back from that, then I believe anyone can. And that's what my grandmother always taught me. You can be anything you want to be. There's no reason you can't. You just got to push for it. If you want to do something in your life, her philosophy is, of course you can. Just do it, right? Anytime I came to her and I said, oh, I can't do this, can't do that, I'll never be this, she would always, 100% of the time, respond, why not? Why can't you? Just do it. Get out there and do it. And that's the reality of it, right? See, the world, life, will give you a prison. It will give you the chains. It will give you the locks. It will even turn the lights off and shut the door on you. That's the truth. It'll hand you your rags to put on, and it'll leave you in a damp, dark cell. It really will, if you let it. We all have ourselves. We all do. But here's the thing. The reality of it is you may be in prison right now. You may be locked up. You may be in the dark. You may be alone, or at least feel like it. But the reality is, if you just took a moment to open your eyes and see, the truth is right in front of your freaking face. See, the reality is, yeah, life gave you all of this. It gave you the chains. It gave you the rags. It put you in prison. And it shut the door on you and shut the freaking light off. But if you took a moment to just look and open your eyes for just a second, what you would realize is the door's not locked. There are no guards outside. The light switch is right in front of your face. You open your hands, you had the key in your hand the whole time. You're wearing rags, your clothes are folded up in the corner. See, life gives you the prison. It does not lock you away, and it does not keep you there. That's here. We all decided to do that because life was so heavy, it tricked you into believing that you were stuck. The reality is different. See, I believe that you're worth more. You're worth more than that. Now, here's the problem. The decision is yours. The decision is yours. See, my mother made a decision early that she was not going to be broken. That she was not going to be this disabled, worthless person who will never amount to anything like everyone told her she was going to be. She said no. And my grandmother could have given up early and said my daughter was not going to be anything. There's nothing I could do about it. She got hurt, she's sick, and now there's this situation. She could have done that, and my grandmother said no. See, the difference between happiness, the difference between success and failure, it's not that you fall down or not. That's going to happen to everyone. Failure is going to happen to everyone. See, the difference is, just because you fail doesn't make you a failure. Just because something happened to you does not mean it's over. That's just what happened to you. The truth is, you're not a failure until you've given up. Until you accepted this thing in your life that's happened to you that you had no control over, that was not your fault. And you made it your identity. And I say, don't do that. Make the harder decision. Make the harder decision and say no. So you take that key out of your hand and you unlock those shackles and you take those chains off and you put your clothes back on and you switch that switch off and you open that door and you walk right out into the world and you say no. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take this anymore. And it's going to be hard. It will be hard. It's hard for my mother. Many a night crying in a room, thinking that, what am I doing? Struggling, hurting. Many nights for my grandmother and for my mother, but still they made it. There's a reason why it was that much better, right? And I'm thankful to God that she did, because like I said, I would not be here. And she would not be happy, and she would be miserable, and so would my grandmother, and so on and so forth. She made a decision to fight against something. Yeah, it was not her fault. It was not her fault. She did nothing to cause that. She did not deserve that. No one does. She chose to decide to do something about it. It's that decision. That's the first step. Number one, making a decision. And you get out of there. But that's not the end of it, right? Because now you're going to be in for a battle. Now you're going to be in for a fight, right? Against yourself. Against yourself. So sometimes what you need to do at that point, it's the same thing my mother did. It's the same thing my grandmother did, is you dig deep. Deep. Deeper than you've ever been. Dig so deep and right to your core, to that purest point, down to your soul. Down to all that pain and suffering and darkness that is latched on, and that part of you that is so pure and primal, and you grab it and you take control and you say, no more will I be beaten, no more will I be broken, and no more will I suffer this. I will be great. Because here's what I believe. I believe that we were all born in the light of God, and we were all built for something. We deserve to be happy. We deserve to have something out of life, to make a difference, to make an impact. That is what we are supposed to do. So I say, get out there. Get out there, and you let your light shine. So I'm going to leave you with this. I believe in you. I believe you're worth more. I believe you could be anything you want to be if you work for it and you're open to it. You deserve to be happy. If my mother can do it, my grandmother can do it, if I can do it, you can do it as well. Is that faith? I keep walking. Keep moving forward. I love you guys. It's been a wild ride over the last couple years. The channel. I've learned so much about myself, so much about you guys over this last few years now, and man, it's been intense. It's been a really wild ride, and I wouldn't change anything. Thank you so much for your love and support, and hopefully we can keep doing this. And let me know, comment, like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this stuff, and whether or not I should keep going. And anyway, God bless. Love you.
If I had the chance, I'd probably break free. I could have my ways and I could let it be. I could do what I want, but it's just an illusion. Yeah, I sometimes feel like I can't grow up. I'm drinking beer right out my coffee cup. I wanna do what I want, it's just an illusion. Try to come around, but I know it's gonna take a while. So what, I wanna hang with my friends. So what, I wanna go out again. So what, I wanna write you a song. It's not my fault that you can't sing along. I try to keep it cool anyways. I try to stay away from mistakes. I'm making my way and I'm good on my own. Skipping the show cause it's all that I know. It goes like, we're singing. It goes like, I guess it's been a while since I was told last. I can be like this and I can be like that. I guess my time's run out. It's just confusion. Yeah. Have you ever felt like you was on display? Every word you said just had to be explained. I guess my time's run out. It's just confusion. wanna hang with my friends. So what, I wanna go out again. So what, I wanna write you a song. It's not my fault that you can't sing along. I try to keep it cool anyways. I try to stay away from the stage. I'm making my way and I'm good on my own. Skipping the show cause it's all that I know. It goes like, we're singing. It goes like, I wanna hang with my friends. Just wanna be myself. I wanna hang with my friends. Just wanna be myself. So what, I wanna hang with my friends. So what, I wanna go out again. So what, I wanna write you a song. It's not my fault that you can't sing along. I try to keep it cool anyways. I try to stay away